Okay, my name is Elle, and I'm going to show you today how to change an alternator on a transit. Makes sense to just, you only need a few tools, so it makes sense to get the one that fits. There's only two different sizes of bolts that you'll have to remove, and three of those are on the alternator, the three big ones, and the two little ones are on the battery to disconnect the battery and on the back of the alternator, so it makes sense to get those out first so you're not fiddling about with things. A screwdriver to remove the other things that are in the way, and this fits the tensioner called on the pulley, so you can get we need to take the belt off first. So that's part one, get your tools ready. Okay, so this is Harvey and Sancho. So the first thing we need to do is disconnect the battery. On this model, the battery is behind the driver's seat, and you want to disconnect the negative. You can't really see that, so I'll just do that. Maybe you can stop filming. To stop anything short-circuiting while you're disconnecting the alternator, I'm just taking a couple of things out of the way that are going to be annoying to reach down, and that's this thing here, which you just loosen with a screwdriver. But actually, I'll do that in a minute. I'll just show you how to take the alternator belt off first. And the best thing to do is to look at a diagram online of the way the alternator pulley system works on your particular model, and either print it out or do a wee sketch so that you have it for when you're putting it back on. And right next to the alternator cog is down there, and then there's the tensioner wheel, and right next to it there's a little sort of dooket to put this thing into. This thing fits right in there, and and then use to sort of loosen it to get it off. So I've got this bar as an extension, just so you can get your hands out there and get into it properly. That's it. That's the belt off. I'm probably going to change this belt just while we're at it, because it's got all these cracks in it, and you don't want that belt to go while you're driving, so I'll take it fully off. Okay. This thing out of the way here, so now you can see the alternator properly. That's the sort of plastic case in there. This electrical thing goes to a plug here, which you can take out, and also there's a connector around at the back which has a little bolt on it. So we're going to remove those two next, and then at the top here there's a big bolt, and there's two more of those at the bottom which I'll remove from underneath the van. And you don't need to prop the van up to do this, there's enough room to get under, well, for me. Yeah, so these are the two bolts here that are coming out, and if you can look right up this other way, I'll just take the camera. This bolt here, that connects the electrical output or input or whatever it is, who knows. So I'm just going to take those out. It's quite fiddly being under the van doing that, but it's totally doable. So I take the bottom ones out first and take the top one out last, so then we can lift the alternator up through the top of the van. It doesn't fall on your head while you're underneath. Which I think I probably don't need to film this, but it's quite boring. Bolts came out of the bottom of the alternator. Just keep those safe. And that came off the little sort of electrical input thing. I don't know what it's called. And the final bolt was to come off the top, and it's just there. And so I should have said doing this, filming this, because I'm not a trained mechanic, and I just kind of googled how to do this, and a lot of the things that go wrong on cars and vans are actually pretty simple to fix, and all the information is out there, and often the tutorial videos are always just men, so I thought, and mechanics, so I thought we could make this one to show that it's a pretty straightforward thing to do. Hopefully it will empower people to try these things out for themselves. Okay, there it is. I'll just show you the two electrical things that I disconnected. That plug and that little thing is where the bolt came off, and that goes there and there. So that's it. Yeah, 3 bolts. Pretty simple. And when you get your new one, which we'll show you how to put in after, you just want to compare them both and make sure they're all the same make and model. Yeah, so this one's a 2.4 litre diesel, and that's probably the most important thing to look for. So we're going to go to the scrapyard and get a new one. And here's the new old alternator, which I got from the scrapyard for like 30 quid. A reconditioned second-hand one would probably be like 80 or 90 pounds, but a new one would be, I don't know, a couple hundred. I just don't have that kind of money, or obviously money to pay a mechanic to do this. So we'll see, hopefully this will work. So I'm just going to lower it in, and I'm going to just set the top screw in to hold it, tighten that a little bit, and I'm going to go down and put the other screws in at the bottom, and then tighten the top one after. I don't know, that's just my way of doing it. Rhyme or reason to that. Okay. Okay, so the wheel is pointing out the way, which is really good. Let's see. I'm just tightening the bolts, so putting the bolts back in the bottom, and then it's also easier to reconnect the electrical wire output thingy from down here as well. Actually, so that we've put all the screws of the alternator back in, connected the electrics back up to it, and just put the belt in place. So I drew this little diagram of where the belts go, and when you're looking into it, when the belt goes outside the pulley, it's ribbed so that the belt fits into it, and when it's looping inside, it's the smooth side of the belt. So that's the way to remember. And the main thing is put the alternator back on, and this tension pulley has got the little docket next to it to put this inside and sort of wrench it up so we can fit the belt back on. And there's no need to adjust these belts. This pulley does that work for you, which is really good. So let's put it back on and then reconnect the battery, and we're done. Alright, that's it done. Totally doable at home on your own without men.